Hello and welcome to this Gerunds and Infinitives video from perfectenglishgrammar.com. This video has three parts. First we'll look at gerunds, second we'll look at to plus infinitive, and third we'll look at the bare infinitive. Gerunds. A gerund is the ing form of the verb. For example, playing, running, going, being. We use a gerund after certain verbs, instead of a noun, after prepositions. Let's look at after certain verbs. For example, the sentence, I enjoy reading. The first verb is enjoy. You can use any normal tense. For example, I'm enjoying reading, he enjoyed reading, they were enjoying reading, she has enjoyed reading, you'll enjoy reading, we've been enjoying reading. After enjoy, the second verb is always in the gerund. Here are more verbs that take the gerund. Fancy. I fancy seeing a film tonight. Discuss. We discussed going on holiday together. Dislike. I dislike waiting for buses. Finish. We've finished preparing for the meeting. Mind. I don't mind coming early. Suggest. He suggested staying at the Grand Hotel. Recommend. They recommended meeting earlier. Keep. He kept working, although he felt ill. Avoid. She avoided talking to her boss. Another way we use a gerund is instead of a noun. For example, smoking isn't allowed here. Swimming is very good exercise. A third way we use a gerund is after prepositions. I drank a cup of coffee before leaving. It's a good idea to brush your teeth after eating. We also use the gerund after the preposition in phrasal verbs. For example, I gave up smoking. To plus infinitive. We use to plus infinitive after certain verbs, after many adjectives, to show purpose. Let's look at after certain verbs. It's the same as with the gerund. For example, let's look at the sentence, he decided to leave early. The first verb, decide, can be in any tense. The second verb, after decide, is always with to and the infinitive. Here are some more verbs that take to plus infinitive. Agree. She agreed to give a presentation at the meeting. Ask. She asked to leave early. Some verbs can take an object before the to, so we can choose to say, she asked him to leave early as well. Help. He helped to clean the kitchen. Plan. She plans to buy a new flat next year. Hope. I hope to pass the exam. Learn. They are learning to sing. Want. I want to come to the party. Would like. I would like to see her tonight. Promise. We promised not to be late. Notice that we make a negative by putting not before to an infinitive. Pleased. She's pleased to have a new job. We use to plus infinitive after many adjectives. For example, happy. I'm happy to see you. Right. She was right to leave early. Wrong. They were wrong to spend so much money. Careful. The teacher was careful to speak clearly. Lucky. He was lucky to survive the crash. Likely. It's likely to snow tonight. We use to plus infinitive to show purpose. We often use to plus infinitive to say why we do something. I came to London to study. This means I came to London because I wanted to study. Here's another example. I went home to have lunch. Be careful, I went home for have lunch is not correct. Some verbs can take either the gerund or to plus infinitive with no change in meaning. For example, it started to rain means the same thing as it started raining. Here are some more verbs like this. Continue. I continued to work. I continued working. Begin. She began to sing. She began singing. Prefer. I prefer eating at home. I prefer to eat at home. On the other hand, some verbs can take either the gerund or to plus infinitive, but there is a big change in meaning. For example, stop. Stop plus gerund is used when the thing that you stop is the second verb. Stop plus to plus infinitive is used when you stop something else in order to do the verb. Let's look at an example. Stop with gerund. I stopped working. He stopped smoking. She stopped studying. In all these cases, the person stops doing the verb. So in the first example, working is the thing that I stopped. On the other hand, when we use stop plus to plus infinitive, for example, I stopped to have lunch, this means that I stopped doing something else, perhaps working, because I wanted to have lunch. Remember. We use remember plus the gerund about memories of the past, and we use remember plus to plus infinitive when someone has to remember something that they have to do. For example, remember plus gerund. He remembers going to the seaside when he was 6. This means he has the memory in his head. He can watch it like a movie. On the other hand, remember to plus infinitive. Please remember to buy milk. This means that the person needs to have a thought about milk when he passes the shop. Here's another example. I remember locking the door. This means I can see myself doing this in my head. I remembered to bring your book. Before I left my house, I had a thought about your book, and so I put it in my bag. We use try plus to plus infinitive when we don't succeed in doing the verb, and we use try plus gerund when we do the verb, but it doesn't help us in some other goal. Let's look at an example with try plus to plus infinitive. I tried to open the window, but it was too heavy. This means I didn't succeed in opening the window. I wanted to open the window, but I couldn't. On the other hand, when we use try and the gerund, for example, I tried opening the window, but the room was still too hot. This means that I opened the window easily as an experiment to see if it would make the room cooler, but it didn't work. I didn't succeed in my goal of making the room cooler. Let's look at another example. I tried to eat salad every day, but I couldn't. I often chose pizza instead. This person wanted to eat salad. Eating salad is the goal, but he didn't succeed. The pizza looked too delicious. On the other hand, with the gerund, for example, I tried eating salad every day, but I didn't lose any weight. The person ate salad every day. It was easy, but it didn't help him lose weight. Losing weight is the goal here. For a complete list of these verbs, go to perfectenglishgrammar.com/gerunds and infinitives. Bare infinitive. We use the bare infinitive after modal verbs, after let, make, and help, after some verbs of perception, after expressions with y. We use the bare infinitive after modal verbs. The modal verbs are can, could, will, would, may, might, shall, should, and must. Here are some examples. She can speak great English. We could go to the cinema. They will be late. I would like a new laptop. It may rain at the weekend. I might be late home today. Shall we meet at 8? He really should study more. You must try the new restaurant. There's one exception, ought, which takes to plus infinitive. I ought to visit my granny. We use the bare infinitive after let, make, and help. Let. Let's go. Let John do it. Let is always followed by an object and the bare infinitive. Make. Julie made John cry. The teacher made us write an essay. The music made him want to dance. But, be careful, in the passive, make takes to plus infinitive. He was made to open his case. Help. Help sometimes takes to plus infinitive and sometimes takes the bare infinitive. There's no difference in meaning. So you can say, I helped her to carry it, or I helped her carry it. Both are fine. We use the bare infinitive after some verbs of perception. We can use either the bare infinitive or the gerund with many verbs of perception. The meaning is slightly different depending on which one we choose. Let's take see as an example. I saw her cross the road. This means I saw the whole action from start to finish. On the other hand, I saw her crossing the road. This means I saw part of the action, not the whole thing. Other similar verbs include watch, hear, feel, and sense. We use the bare infinitive after expressions with why. For example, why go home early? Why study English? Why not live in London? For more information and exercises about gerunds and infinitives, please go to perfectenglishgrammar.com/gerunds and infinitives. Thanks for watching.